You know, folks, I've been doing this a long time, and if there's one thing I've learned, it's that relationships are complex. And nothing screams complicated like infidelity. Today we're breaking down the psychology of infidelity, from both the male and female perspectives, and uncovering shocking facts most people have never heard. Whether you've been cheated on, have cheated, or are simply trying to understand why people risk everything for a moment of passion, this video is going to open your eyes. Let's dive in. Now let's talk about biology for a second. Men, you were wired to spread your seed to ensure the survival of the species. Women, you're biologically driven to seek out partners who can provide, protect, ensure the survival of your offspring. But here's the thing, we're not cavemen anymore. We've evolved, and so have our relationships. We crave emotional connection, intimacy, partnership. Problem is, sometimes those primal instincts butt heads with our modern-day expectations. You see, folks, a lot of times cheating isn't about the sex. It's a symptom of a much deeper issue: emotional dissatisfaction. When someone feels emotionally neglected, unheard, unimportant in their relationship, they start looking for it elsewhere. When those needs aren't met at home, they become vulnerable to seeking it in the arms of someone else. Now, I'm not saying it's ever okay to cheat, but let's be honest, folks, opportunity plays a role. Sometimes it's like that old saying, opportunity makes a thief, a chance encounter, a moment of weakness, and suddenly you're in a situation you never thought you'd be in. Some people are just wired for instant gratification. They see an opportunity, and they take it, without considering the damage they leave behind. Chapter 4: Psychological Trauma and Attachment Styles. Our past experiences, especially in childhood, can have a profound impact on how we approach relationships. Trauma, unhealthy attachment styles, these things can leave deep scars that affect our ability to trust, to be intimate, to love wholeheartedly. Someone who grew up feeling unloved, abandoned, or betrayed might develop an insecure attachment style. This fear, this insecurity, can sabotage even the strongest relationships and drive them to seek validation in all the wrong places. Chapter 5: Sexual Dissatisfaction or Exploration. Look, sexual compatibility is important in a relationship. When there's a disconnect in the bedroom, it can create tension, resentment, and a whole lot of frustration. Sometimes, cheating is a way of seeking out that missing spark, that physical connection that's absent in the primary relationship. Chapter 6: Revenge or Retaliation. Sometimes cheating is about more than just seeking pleasure or attention. It can be a form of revenge, a way to inflict pain on someone who has hurt you. They cheat to hurt their partner the way they've been hurt, to regain a sense of control in a situation where they feel powerless. Chapter 7: Narcissism and Ego Validation. Let's talk about narcissism, folks. Narcissists, they thrive on attention, admiration, and validation. For a narcissist, infidelity is less about the other person and more about what it says about them. It's a way to boost their ego, to prove their desirability, to feel powerful and in control. The problem is, it's an empty victory, a fleeting high that ultimately leaves a trail of destruction in its wake. Chapter 8: You hit a certain age and suddenly you start questioning everything. This midlife crisis can be a time of immense upheaval, leading some people to make impulsive, even reckless decisions. They might seek out new experiences, new relationships, anything to recapture that sense of youth, of excitement, of possibility. Chapter 9. Now let's not forget about the role of society, folks. We live in a world where instant gratification is the norm, where temptation is just a click away. Social media, dating apps, it's never been easier to connect with someone outside of your relationship. And let's be honest, infidelity is everywhere, because when we start to see cheating as no big deal, we minimize the very real pain and devastation it causes. Chapter 10. We crave security, stability, the comfort of a loving, committed relationship. But at the same time, we're wired for novelty, for excitement, for the thrill of the unknown. This paradox, this push and pull between monogamy and our innate desires, can create a breeding ground for infidelity. Relationships are not static. They require constant nurturing, understanding, and a commitment to meeting each other's needs. Look, I'm not here to make excuses for cheating. It's a betrayal, plain and simple. But what I want you to understand is this: Cheating isn't always about sex, it's about emotion, identity, trauma, fear, power, desire. Understanding the why doesn't excuse the betrayal, but it helps us grow, heal, and maybe even forgive.